I would like to start my lecture with the praise of Allah Almighty and His last beloved Prophet, Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidul Mursaleen, amma ba'd, fauzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। अल्लाह पाक के नाम से शुरू जो वहदहू ला शरीक है और जिसके मिसल कोई शय नहीं, जो तमाम जहानों का रब है, जो हर इब्तदा से पहले भी था और हर इंतहा के बाद भी होगा, जो खुद ज़ारी जिस्म से पाक है मगर हर जगह मौजूद है, जो अपनी ज़ात में पोशीदा और सिफ़ात में ज़ाहिर है और हर शय का खालिक है। अल्लाह पाक के नाम के साथ ज़िक्र उसके महबूब मोहम्मद रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम का, जिनका नाम अल्लाह के नाम के साथ मिलता है तो हमारा कलमा बनता है, ईमान बनता है, जिनके वजूद को तमाम जहानों के लिए बाइस रहमत करार दिया गया है, जिन पर दरूद खुद अल्लाह और फरिश्ते भेजते हैं और हमको भी दरूद भेजने का हुक्म है, जिनकी इताअत को अल्लाह की इताअत और जिनकी इत्तबा को अल्लाह की मोहब्बत हासिल करने के लिए शर्त अवलीन कहा गया है और जिनसे मोहब्बत के बगैर ईमान मुकम्मल नहीं होता। सल्लल्लाहु ताला अला खैर खल्क़िही व नूर अर्शिही हबीबना शफ़ीना सैयदना व मौलाना मुहम्मदिन व अला आलिही व सहाबिही अजमाइन बिरहमातिका या अरहमुर राहिमीन। I am Nisar Ali from Divisional Public School and I am going to deliver a lecture on acids, bases and salts, which is chapter 10 of class 10. Today I am going to open this chapter with the introduction of acids, bases and salts, characteristic properties of acids and bases, Arrhenius concept of acids and bases, and limitations of Arrhenius concept. First of all, let's come to the introduction of acids, bases and salts. Acids, bases and salts are three distinct classes in which all the organic and inorganic compounds are classified. So all the compounds in general are classified into acids, bases and salts. Now some common properties of acids are: the word acid is derived from Latin word acidus meaning sour. All acids have sour taste. All acids turn blue litmus red. They neutralize bases. The first known acid to man was acetic acid, that is in the form of vinegar. Now some common properties of bases are: bases have a bitter taste, they turn red litmus to blue, they neutralize acids, their solution feel slippery and soapy. Now some common properties of salts are: salts have salty taste, their aqueous solution have no effect on litmus paper, salt is the product of reaction between acid and base, means when the acid reacts with the base, salt and water is produced. So this reaction is called neutralization reaction. Now let's discuss about the historical background of acids and bases. First of all, the contribution of Jabir bin Hayyan. Jabir bin Hayyan is a famous Muslim chemist and he prepared the three important acids: nitric acid, hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid. And due to his huge contribution in the field of chemistry, he is also known as the father of chemistry. Next is the contribution of Lavoisier. In 1787, Lavoisier named the binary compounds of oxygen such as CO2 and SO2 as acids, which on dissolution in water gave acidic solution. Due to his contribution in the field of chemistry, he is also known as the father of modern chemistry. Next is the contribution of Sir Humphrey Davy. In 1815, Sir Humphrey Davy gave the following contributions. He discovered that there are certain acids which are without oxygen, for example, HCl or hydrochloric acid. He proved that the presence of hydrogen is the main constituent of acids and bases. He also discovered that all water-soluble metal oxides turn red litmus blue, which is the characteristics of bases. Acid present in the stomach. As we know, we all have a little concentration of hydrochloric acid in our stomach, which helps to break down the food. Sometimes the amount of stomach acid becomes too much, which causes acidity. And what is the treatment of stomach acidity? Stomach acidity is treated by taking an alkaline medicine. The alkali neutralizes the acid, producing harmless chemical called salt. Let us discuss the comparison of the characteristics properties of acids and bases. The first property is taste. As we have discussed earlier, acids have sour taste. For example, unripe citrus fruit or lemon juice. Bases have bitter taste and feel slippery. For example, soap is slippery to touch. Next one is the effect on the litmus. Acid turn blue litmus red, while bases turn red litmus blue. Next is the nature of acids and bases. Acids are corrosive in concentrated forms, while the bases are non-corrosive except concentrated forms of sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. We generally know that all acids are corrosive in nature, but remember that bases like sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide are also corrosive in nature. I will share with you a video regarding the corrosive nature of acids and bases after this comparison. Now let's come to the electrical conductivity. Aqueous solutions of acid conduct electric current. Aqueous solutions of bases also conduct electric current. The reason behind is that aqueous solutions of both acids and bases contain ions. So therefore their solution conducts electric current. Last one is the examples of some common acids and bases. Some common acids are hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, sulfuric acid, etc. And some common bases are sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, etc. Now I am sharing a video regarding the reaction of Coke can with strong acid HCl and a strong base sodium hydroxide, demonstrating their corrosive nature and reactivity.
What's being generated over there in the acid can, oh my word. We're going to show you something with aluminium today. And the thing is, we've got here Coke cans and Pepsi cans as well, so that it's fair. But when Neil gave them to me, I had a look inside, and you can see there, this one has quite clearly rusted. So these Coke cans are made of aluminium, whereas the Pepsi ones are steel. That's why we can only use the Coke cans to do this next experiment. So what we're going to do with these is to show a property of aluminium and how it reacts with both acid and with base. And that means it's a substance that's amphoteric. What we're going to do is we've got a solution of sodium hydroxide, that's our base, and we've got also hydrochloric acid, and then Neil's going to put the acid in and I'll put the base in at the same time, and we're going to see what happens to the aluminium cans. Yep. Go. Oh yeah, straight away you can see the bubbling there with the base. Clearly you've got a very vigorous reaction in both cases. So what's being generated here is sodium aluminate. And what's being generated over there in the acid can, oh my word, is aluminium chloride and water. We expected reaction with both, yeah, I hadn't anticipated to be quite so vigorous. I hadn't expected it to be quite so, wow. That is brilliant. So this is obviously a very vigorous, hot reaction. You've got a lot of fumes being given off, which is a good job why we did it in the fume cupboard. You can see all that smoke being drawn up into the extraction fan. I honestly thought the acid would have done more damage. Because when you think of acid, you always associate acids as being the evil guy of the chemical world. I think those Pepsi cans have gotten off very lightly. They may have had their tops cut off, but they've met a fate far better than the Coke cans here. Good old Pepsi for making them steel. Neil, can you clean that up for us? What's left is just the plastic around the outside of the can. All the metal's been converted to sodium aluminate, and that one's still going. The acid is still eating away at that can, and again it's just leaving behind the plastic coating. It was a really exothermic reaction, and I didn't think I would actually see a can bubbling away like that. That is just incredible, isn't it? It looks pretty disgusting.
Now let's discuss about the concepts of acids and bases. There are three concepts which are discussed in your textbook, and these are: first one is Arrhenius concept, and he defined acid and base according to hydrogen ion and hydroxide ion in aqueous solution. Second concept is Bronsted-Lowry concept, and they defined acid and base according to the donation and acceptance of proton. Third one is Lewis concept, and he defined acid and base according to the donation and acceptance of a pair of electrons. Let's first discuss Arrhenius concept of acids and bases. Arrhenius gave this concept in 1787, and he defined acid and base according to hydrogen ion and hydroxide ion. According to Arrhenius, acid is a substance which ionizes in aqueous solution to give hydrogen ions. Aqueous solution is that solution in which water is present as a solvent. It means that when a substance dissolves in water and ionizes to give hydrogen ion, then this substance is acid. In general, the ionization of acid takes place as follows. Ha is the general formula of acid, and when it ionizes in water, it gives hydrogen ion and negative ion anion. Hydrogen ion cannot exist in water as hydrogen ion because it quickly forms a coordinate covalent bond with the oxygen of water molecule and forms hydronium ion. So this equation can be written as for examples, HCl, when dissolved in water, it ionizes to give hydrogen ion and chloride ion. Similarly, nitric acid dissolved in water and ionizes to give hydrogen ion and nitrate ions. Similarly, acetic acid, when dissolved in water, ionizes to give hydrogen ion and acetate ions. So all these three substances, hydrochloric acid, nitric acid and acetic acid, are acids because they ionize in aqueous solution to give hydrogen ions. Now let's come to the definition of a base. According to Arrhenius, base is a substance which dissociates in aqueous solution to give hydroxide ions. In general, the ionization of bases takes place as follows. BOH is the general formula of a base. When it dissolves in water, it dissociates into hydroxide ion and B positive cation. For example, when sodium hydroxide dissolves in water, it dissociates into sodium ion and hydroxide ion. Similarly, when calcium hydroxide dissolves in water, it dissociates to form hydroxide ions and calcium ion. So, the substances such as sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, etc. are bases because these compounds dissociate in aqueous solution to give hydroxide ions. Now let's come to the definitions of acid and base again. You can see the difference in the definitions of acid and base. One difference is of course the hydrogen ion in case of acid and hydroxide ion in case of a base. And the other difference is the word ionize in case of acid and dissociate in case of a base. There is a difference between ionization and dissociation, and I will explain it at the end of this lecture. Now examples of some important acids and bases. Some common acids are hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, sulfuric acid, phosphoric acid. Some common bases are sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, aluminum hydroxide. Now let's discuss the limitations of Arrhenius concept. The first one, it is limited to only aqueous medium. This concept is applicable only in aqueous medium and does not explain the nature of acids and bases in non-aqueous medium. It means that this concept does not explain the nature of substances when they dissolve in non-aqueous medium like alcohol or ammonia. Second limitation is the nature of compounds like CO2 and NH3. This concept only explains the acids and bases which contain hydrogen and hydroxyl group respectively. It cannot explain the nature of compounds like CO2 and NH3 etc. which are acids and bases respectively. It means that this concept is unable to explain the nature of those acids and bases which are without hydrogen and hydroxyl groups. Now let's come to the important interesting information about ionization and dissociation. Do you know the difference between ionization and dissociation? Ionization refers to the reaction in which polar covalent compounds are converted into ions in water. For example, HCl is a polar covalent compound. When it dissolves in water, it ionizes to give hydrogen ion and chloride ion. So this process is called ionization. And what is dissociation? Dissociation refers to the separation of ions which are already present in ionic compounds. For example, sodium hydroxide is an ionic compound. When it dissolves in water, it dissociates into sodium ion and hydroxide ions. So what is the key difference between ionization and dissociation? The key difference between ionization and dissociation is that dissociation is the process of separation of charged particle which already existed in the compound, whereas ionization is the formation of new charged particles which were absent in the previous compound. So simply ionization is the formation of ions, while the dissociation is just a separation of ions which are already present in any compound. For the sake of understanding this concept, let's see the example of dissociation of sodium chloride in water. You can see that when the sodium chloride crystal dissolves in water, it dissociates into sodium ions and chloride ions. So this is an example of dissociation in which there is a separation of ions. I hope you got the concept. Let's do a practice exercise of today's lesson. First part is multiple choice questions. Question number 1. The word acid is derived from option A acidic, option B acidus, option C acetic, option D acetate. And the correct answer is option B acidus. Question number 2. The first acid known to man was option A hydrochloric acid, option B sulfuric acid, option C acetic acid, option D nitric acid. And the correct answer is option C acetic acid. Question number 3. Who prepared the sulfuric acid? Option A Jabir bin Hayyan, option B Lewisier, option C Humphrey Davy, option D none of them. The correct answer is option A Jabir bin Hayyan. Question number 4. Which acid is present in our stomach? Option A sulfuric acid, option B nitric acid, option C hydrochloric acid, option D acetic acid. And the correct answer is option C hydrochloric acid. Question number 5. Which one of the following base is corrosive? Option A sodium hydroxide, option B calcium hydroxide, option D aluminum hydroxide, option D ammonium hydroxide. And the correct answer is option A sodium hydroxide. Second part is the short questions. Question number 1. What was the contribution of Jabir bin Hayyan? Question number 2. What was the contribution of Sir Humphrey Davy? Question number 3. How can the acidity of stomach be treated? Question number 4. Write names and formulas of two important bases. Question number 5. What are the limitations of Arrhenius concept? I hope you can answer these questions.